You need to love yourself. You need to build your self-esteem. And I think the first step to loving yourself and building your self-esteem is to ask yourself, why don't you love yourself? Or accept the fact that you're not happy with yourself. Accept that you have low self-esteem. And then you should ask why. Typically it's something, from the past, some type of trauma, or something you've been through, something somebody else said. What happened outside of you? What did somebody do? What did somebody say? And you recognize that you feel the way you do because of the experience you had outside of yourself. Because someone taught you to hate yourself. Let's put it bluntly. Somebody taught you to hate yourself. Somebody taught you to dislike something about yourself. Some experience taught you to be insecure about something. So what is it? You have to be real with yourself and you have to dig down and find that. So to help y'all out, to be more relatable and to be more, descriptive, I guess we could say, I'm going to demonstrate. So you can do an exercise. You can talk to your younger self and reform this bond with your younger self so that you can learn yourself, accept yourself, and eventually fall in love with yourself. So if I was talking to my younger self, I would say, it's okay that no one really understands you. It's okay that people often look over you. That's fine. Because one day they are going to see you be great. And I'm telling you that because I know and I believe in you and I love you. And the things you say, they actually do matter. And don't worry about being short. You'll get taller. And if you don't, it's okay. Because taller people, they ultimately die sooner. Their heart has to work so much harder to pump that blood. And there's nothing wrong with your nose. And there's nothing wrong with your eyes. You're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You my G, and you're going to be all right. Anything you want to do in life, you can do it. Don't worry about people who told you it's too small. Don't worry about people who don't believe in the things you want to do. Don't worry about people calling you weird. Because who wants to be the same? Honestly, like I strive to be weird, right? And if I'm gonna be honest with you, little bro or little me, in the day and age that I'm in, that I'm speaking to you from, all the things that people talk about right now, they're trying to do for a trend now. You remember how your friend used to get picked on for having freckles? It's a trend now. You're okay, buddy. Okay? I love you. And you'll be all right. Okay? Now, I think with that concept, y'all can see where I'm going with this. I used to get picked on for being short. I used to get picked on for my nose. I used to get picked on for my hair, my eyes, the whole deal. Right? I used to get overlooked often. When I would say things, it was like people didn't listen or they didn't really take note into what I was saying. You could go down the list of all these things that made me feel insecure, things that made me feel left out, but it wasn't from inside of me. It was an outside experience. Something else happened outside of me and it influenced the way I see myself within me. But buddy, that is corrupt. My friend, that is corrupt. So you have to dig back into yourself and reform that bond and like, look, bro, we good. Like, I love myself. I'm tripping. I'm seeing myself through the eyes of a distorted lens or a distorted person or someone's distorted and ignorant viewpoint. And that's not healthy for you. That's not fair to you either. You're not being fair to yourself. So you have to fall back in love with yourself. You have to be curious about yourself. You have to get to know yourself. Just like when you have a friend that shows up for you, and we even go back further. You had a friend, right? Or a person that you wanted to be friends with. You become friends with them. You start getting to know them. And then they start showing up for you. They keep their word. They bring you snacks. They do all these things. They take care of you, right? And you become very close with them. You form a deep connection with them. Did you always know them? Absolutely not. Now it gets to the point where you can read their thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can sit in a room and talk without even talking. Well, my friend, you have to do that with yourself. Do that with yourself. Become curious about yourself. When was the last time you asked yourself a question? When was the last time you asked yourself a question? Really be honest. And I don't mean like what's going to happen today. I mean like a real question like, bro, how are you feeling? I look in the mirror sometimes and be like, bro, how do you feel? Like, truly. I'd be like, man, I ain't really feeling it today. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll deal with what we got to deal with, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna have a great day. When was the last time you really checked up on yourself? When was the last time you showed up for yourself? And my creative mind's really gonna understand this when I say this, but I went in a very dark place sometime last year because I would go to a job, work X amount of hours, and then come home and wouldn't get in front of this camera and create for myself. So I can go put 8 hours in a day or more for some people who don't give a rat's behind about me, right? But I can't come home and work for myself? No, sir. So all you good people, y'all applaud for everybody. Y'all show up for everybody. Y'all listen to everybody. Y'all take care of everybody. But you won't do that for you? That's where the flaw is. That's where you're missing out on. That's the problem. And like I said, I understand, things happen, in our past that are traumatic, but we got to heal from that. But in order to heal from it, you got to be real with yourself. That is the first step to learning yourself, or the first step to loving yourself is learning yourself. And the first step to learning yourself is knowing what you've been through and why you act the way you do. Sorry for the mush mouth there, but it was so much going on in my head, right? But you just got to know yourself very well. So stop looking through the eyes of other people to judge you. Like, I know people who like, oh, I got to make sure I'm looking good and make sure nobody. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. I will walk into Waffle House with crust in my eyes at 3 a.m, and I don't care. I'll walk into anywhere. Am I gonna do that? No, because you know what I mean? I like to look good for me. I like to keep myself up like that. But if I was to ever do that, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to a tuxedo party in pajamas because I'm comfortable, right? And then everybody be trying to put on pajamas because of the energy I'm gonna exude. Like, damn, he comfortable. I guess I might as well put on, you know what I'm saying? But that's the reason why we so far stretch from ourselves, is because we live in life through the eyes of other people, through the minds of other people. People buy clothes. Bro, what you think about this jacket? Bro, what do you think about that jacket? I like it. Get it. Bro, what you think about my girl? She's fine for you. It's not my type. I don't have to say all those things, but like, bro, hone in on you. But what I'm gonna leave you with, on your journey to look, I'm sitting here ranting. I haven't even ate my food. But on your journey to loving yourself, it's difficult. But a trick I like to use, and you'll hear me repeat this a lot throughout our journey together, but be delusional. Lie to yourself. When I first started my journey of loving myself, I hated my nose, I hated my face. I literally used to like try to pull my face and stretch my face and stuff because I hated my face, because people used to talk about me. I used to want different parents and all that stuff to get different genetics. Crazy stuff, bro. It's crazy what you can do to your own self, or what your mind can do to you. Like, crazy stuff. But I learned to love myself. And, I started with, getting my hair right, getting my clothes right, fitting into my own style, becoming comfortable. And I was like, you know what? I like my nose. You know what? I like my eyes. You know what? I like my face. I'm handsome. I'm handsome. I'm handsome. I'm a beautiful young man, right? And eventually, my mind was like, you know what? You really don't look that bad. I'm sure some people who would love to have your genetics. You know what I mean? You really don't look too bad. And then when I started to believe it, then people would come through and say, hey man, you're pretty handsome. And more people and more people and more people and more people. And now, present day, and I say this humbly, but I don't go a day without a compliment. Whether it's on my hair, my looks, my jewelry, whatever it is, energy. And it's because I love me and I own me, and I'm not ashamed of me. And I'm connected with myself, and people see that. It is a rare commodity. It is a rare commodity to see someone fully connected with themselves, in love with themselves, and exuding that real confidence. Not that chest out, you know what I'm saying, red pill bravado, whatever they call it, I own the place. Yeah, walk in there like you own it, but you smooth, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how y'all doing? You love yourself. And you're going to run into people who are jealous of you. But as I said before, my philosophy of jealousy is just twisted admiration. You're never jealous of something that you don't want or that you don't desire, or a person's life that you don't desire. So it's just twisted admiration. I hate you because I love you, right? I have loved many people with deep, 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 deep strength. Not very many have been close to me, but I've had people that were close to me insult me about how much I love myself. And it's very disheartening when a person resents you for loving yourself, or they twistedly admire you, or let's call a spade a spade. They are jealous because you love yourself. But the problem is they don't love themselves. And they are so caught up in the admiration of you loving yourself, while caught up in you admiring yourself, right? They hate the fact that they admire you while you're admiring yourself, that they are blind to the fact that you love them. And you try to enforce the ideas of them loving themselves. They are so blind by their own self-esteem. And what I'm really trying to say here is that sometimes you are blinded by your own twisted admiration for yourself, for other people, when you could simply just drop all the BS and just love yourself. And let people love you. It's hard, but it's not. It's just as hard as you make it. And you will make it easy. Because I got you. I got you. So, if you want to start your journey, begin to ask yourself deep questions. Learn who you are and why you feel the way you do. And understand that you feel the way you do because of outside experience. I had this beautiful lady I was in contact with, and she broke me down one day. She told me that she didn't deserve to be loved. And it broke my heart. It pissed me off. And I just kept hitting this little piece of, like a little platform. I was like, do not sit here and tell me that you don't deserve to be loved, right? And I was like, you literally make me feel like I'm flying. All my bad days diminish because of you. Never experienced anything like this in my life because of you. And you gonna sit there and tell me you don't deserve to be loved? Really? Why is that? Tell me. Because that's what you know. The same people that taught you how to use a fork and a spoon, they probably taught you that. my profanity. That stuff is over with. If you with me, we gonna rewire all of that. We're gonna rewire all of that. I don't subscribe to that. Everybody deserves love, with the exception of some nasty, wicked, cruel people out there. We're not worried about them. When I say everybody deserves love, I'm talking about all you good people, all the people in my community, all my tribe mates, all the high vibrational beings. We're not worried about the low-level scum, right? It's out the way. Some things that people do, I can't forgive certain things. We don't have to get into those details. But like I said, if you around me, I don't want to hear no, I don't love myself, I don't deserve love, none of that, because we finna work on all of that. So if you think you're not worthy, tell me, how in the hell are you watching this video? How in the hell did you get out of bed this morning? Because somebody thought you was worthy. You got life in your body, air in your lungs, blood in your veins. Somebody love you. So why shouldn't you just love yourself? I love you. And you love you too. You know you do. Because if you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't care so much. You love yourself. You just know you deserve more. But you don't know what's keeping you from giving yourself more. And that's because you're not facing your problems. You're not facing your traumas. But if you weaponize your traumas, you'll be a superhero. So, good talk, my friend. Wonderful conversation. It's always nice to sit across from you.